Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Day Cuatro. Yes, for all you uninformed people, that is 4 in Spanish. So yeah, Day 4 of this tournament, SC2Casts.com's first invitational, sponsored and brought to you, of course, by SC2Casts.com, your source of info on all the most recent casts, commentators, events, and pro games. Once again, I am ShikiSC, and thanks for tuning in. Please check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/ShikiSC. If you like my casts, please do subscribe and rate. I would greatly appreciate it. And one more shout out to starcraftworld.it. Thanks to them for contacting all the pro gamers and setting up the games. They helped organize and run this. So check out their website for news, events, and a really cool blue tracker. Check it out. It is focused on SC2, of course. And yeah, today is going to be Group A in Day 4, and we're going to go ahead and get started. We've got an epic series for you guys. This is probably one of the most looked forward to series of the tournament, and it is, of course, Liquid TLO. Yeah, Liquid TLO. TLO. I like that. Kind of like J-Lo, but TLO. And he's spawning as the purple Terran here at the 12 o'clock position, and his opponent is the Duckload Ra, Whitera, the red Protoss spawning over here at the 2 o'clock position. So, if you guys don't know, there is a pretty big rivalry, a friendly rivalry, don't get me wrong. I mean, these guys are both probably some of the most well-mannered players there are, but they've met in so many tournaments, so many series, so many show matches. It's a great rivalry between these two players, and it is going to be here on Scrap Station here for Game 1, of course, as always with the previous 3 days. So, Protoss versus Terran, and yeah, a lot of people have been claiming Terran is OP lately, so we're going to see how the Duckload Ra handles the Terran player in this matchup, and it looks like he's going to be doing somewhat of a standard build. No proxying and no cheese. He's just going to be grabbing his 12th gate and continuing to scout. He is obviously using his Chrono Boost on his Nexus, so I believe that was already the second one. So that means he will not be doing a 2-gate strategy and not be putting any early pressure in on the Terran player. Of course, with Terrans being able to wall off, 2-gate is never that viable of a strategy on a map like this. With such a far rush distance, the 2-gate is just ineffective unless you're going to proxy. But no proxy, no nothing. Liquid TLO, God, that's kind of cool, TLO. That should catch on. But anyways, Liquid TLO getting his barracks up, his supply depot is down, his refinery is already on the way. He's not going to have quite enough gas to start his factory right away, so he's going to have to pump out a couple Marines and get rid of this scout. We know that TLO loves factories, and he loves Hellion, so we're going to see some Hellion play. I have not seen this game, but I know we are going to see some Hellions from TLO. One of the crowd favorites, of course, TLO is a race picker with Terran and Zerg, and his real name is Dario, and not much info I'm going to give else about him. He probably wants to keep some of his privacy, but his orbital command is finishing, and go ahead and throw that mule down. No, he must be distracted. Whitera's probe is still in the base. I'm not sure if he's going to get to see this factory, and no, these 2 Marines are going to get to slaughter it. So the factory does go unseen. I do believe I should double check before yes, unseen. So that factory is coming out, and sometimes you'll actually see TLO stop gas production right after his factory goes down, and then what he'll do is power his SCVs, get lots of minerals, and get an expansion up early. But with not seeing that, I am guessing, now I hate guessing, but I guess it just leads me to think that he's actually going to go for a 1-1-1 build, and maybe get a couple Vikings in the air for dominance. We all know that Whitera does love Void Rays, and ooh, I thought this might be a Stargate, but it's not. It's just a second gateway, and this is a robotics facility. So one of Huck's favorite builds, just a 1-gate into Robo and then getting a second gateway. Huck has been actually having great success with that lately. And oh, look at that, Hellions. Who would have thunk it, hey? TLO and his Hellions. So yeah, getting a starport. Hey, I was right. So 1-1-1 build from TLO. Maybe we'll see the Vikings, or actually he is producing a couple more Hellions. Ooh, a Stalker trying to work his way up into the base, but this Marauder comes out to save the day for these Marines that were getting low on health. And I actually think we're going to see a medevac come out now, and I'll bet you I've seen him do this in quite a few of his games that I've been sent with his replays, where he will just go and drop a bunch of Hellions in the back door, and that looks like what he's going to do. He's probably going to get his third and fourth Hellion out, and probably drop all those over in the base of Whitera, and Whitera is going to be forced to deal with that. And at the moment, he's just chrono boosting an Immortal out. Immortals are not going to be very good against the Hellions. They're much slower, and they don't do the full damage. But either way, we'll have to see how this plays out. Warp Gate technology is almost finished, which will allow Duckload Raw, which is of course Whitera, to put up some better production with his Warp Gates. And it looks like a scan's coming in, and we are going to see a drop. We don't have 4 Hellions, but we've got 3 and 2 Marines, and this is going to be epic. I don't know how Whitera's going to handle this. All of his forces are at the front of his base. He's got just a couple Zealots, a few Sentries, and an Immortal here. An Observer coming out, and TLO's about to drop. Whitera does not see this. He does not know it's coming, and 3 Hellions are able to one-shot probes, and look at that. 3 go down already. If you look at the units tab, and that is another, wow, 3 or 4 more kills. Between these Hellions, we've got 3, 8, and I didn't see the next one, but that's already 11 probe kills. Actually, he had 30 to start, so that's 12 probe kills between those 3 Hellions. And that was super effective. Looking at the units lost tab, 15. Wow, that's a lot of probes. And oh no, he's coming in to do it again. So just circling back around with these 3 Hellions, and he may get a few more probe kills. Oh no, they're all lined up right now, and the Hellions are going to roast them. Look at all of that. 21 probe kills, and he gets out without even losing a Hellion, and Duckload Raw GG's. So that is kind of expected, as if you lose 21 Harvesters less than 10 minutes into the game and your Harasser gets out without even losing a unit, you are pretty much in SOL shape. And that is going to be it for Game 1 of this epic series. I know this is going to go to 3 games. I just hope it does. But Game 2 coming up right away.